Hi guys, I'm Megan,
And I'm Abby.
and welcome to our safe space. Want to set the metronome? Hello, everybody. Wow, it feels like we recorded forever ago.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah.
We recorded like 2 weeks ago almost.
Yeah, I feel like our first couple episodes, we just kind of went ham, and we
We
recorded
did.
so close together.
Yeah.
And then this past week, it's been like 2 weeks.
We've
Damn.
taken a little
Hiatus.
It's been a rough week.
Oh, okay.
For some of us.
Yeah, for some of us, which is...
We'll talk about that in a second.
We will. But today's episode is all about birthdays, specifically.
Hey.
Abby's birthday.
Yeah.
Right before we came on here.
I just want you guys to know
It's an Abby-centric episode.
that
Abby episode.
I am not a narcissist.
It's an
Megan
Abby
came up with this
episode.
idea.
Abby episode. Okay, why do you have to be considered a narcissist if you just talk about yourself for like an hour? Is it the...
Because it's the vulnerability issue.
Okay, fair.
You know I don't talk about myself.
You know that if any man had the opportunity to talk about himself for an hour
True.
and be recorded,
True. He'd be like, okay, yeah,
his ass would jump
Go
at the
ahead.
opportunity.
go ahead. Yeah.
So
but-
I don't want to hear it.
I know. But I feel like when you mentioned doing this, I was like, ooh, all about me. But then I was like, you know what?
All about me.
It'll be a good test of trying to talk about myself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Trying to be vulnerable, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like I might cry this episode.
Tears stream
Down your face. Which I don't ever cry. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
never
kind of weird
cry.
that you're a water sign and you never cry.
Yeah.
It's almost as if she's
I'm not lying.
lying.
At
Anyways,
least not in front of people.
Pisces, two-faced,
Two-Face.
two fish,
That's the Gemini.
one fish, blue
One
fish.
fish,
Oh,
two
copyright.
fish. Oh, Dr. Seuss goes for our ass. He's like, oh, where'd you hear that one?
Well, actually, he's not alive anymore.
Oh yeah, rest in peace. Wasn't he like a bad guy? Yeah. Okay, we're not talking. Why do we always talk about problematic people on here? We should just have a whole podcast about problematic people.
I'm sorry. Were we raised on problematic people?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god, you know what we have to mention? Okay, wait, let's get to our segment, our highlight
Yes.
and low light.
Highlight and low light.
Okay,
I feel
do
like
you
I don't
want-
want to go first.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Me being like, I get it. You've had a rough weekend. Okay, let me think of my low light.
Yeah, we have the window open.
Yeah,
If you
I
hear
just heard a
weird
little whistle.
noises, don't worry.
Don't worry, we're okay.
We're fine. We're safe.
I'm trying to think of my low light. Me every episode. I'm trying to think of my low light.
Well, it's because like you spend all week being like, oh, like I'm trying to
Right,
keep.
I'm trying to think of the positive.
Yeah,
and then you're like,
half.
what are you
full.
sad about?
Yeah. Get to the bottom of it.
I guess just like schoolwork. My one class today, my research class, we were like, first of all, it's the last day before spring break.
Spring
And we
break.
were like, so we've been collecting data, and we finally got to a point where we were like crunching all the numbers and like having to score them all, and we all did not know what we were doing, bro. Like we were like, this is bad. Like we don't, and usually in that class we just sit there and talk to each other. But like this class, she was like, all right, guys, like do your data, and we were like, what are we doing? It was so
no,
bad.
Thank you.
So that's my low light because that kind of like raised my blood pressure this morning in that class. I was like, what am I
you
doing?
consult your Apple Watch and you're like,
My
wait,
yeah,
what?
I did. I was like, what's my heart rate right now? Yeah, but that was probably my low light. My
Okay.
highlight. My highlight, truthfully,
Oh god.
I've been telling everybody this all week.
Okay.
My highlight was watching Austin Powers.
Oh. Okay, wait.
That's my
guys,
highlight.
guys, we know that we have problematic faves. We do.
We do.
But I'm sorry, the Austin Powers trilogy,
dude, it's
chef's kiss.
It's
It's so
good.
It's
And
so good.
We rewatched it this weekend, and I don't know if any of you can relate or if you've seen it, but we watched it at a very young age, which I feel like
Yes.
a lot of our generation was exposed to Austin Powers at a very young age.
Very, very young.
And if you've ever seen those movies, they're full of innuendos.
Yep.
Like that's the whole like purpose of that humor.
It's like racism, innuendos, and
literally.
everything. And okay, it's problematic. Like I
It
can't
is.
describe it any other way. But like when you're like, okay, I talked about this this weekend, but I was like, when you're a white child, you're either there's two pathways or three pathways. Three pathways. It's either you're raised on Disney.
True.
You're raised on like raunchy films,
like
Austin Powers, your
which
Adam
was
Sandler
us.
movies, like your raunchy like white men movies.
Yep.
Or you just like have parents that don't let you watch TV.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
The parents were like, "You're not allowed to watch SpongeBob."
Yeah. Choose your character. Like there's like
Literally.
three gateways.
Three
Honestly, I want to
different
know what
white people.
everyone's was.
Yeah, let us know.
Are you a Disney kid? Are you a Adam Sandler, Mike Myers
Mike
gal?
Myers.
Or were you the kid that was raised on like not watching any TV?
Right.
Because I also have friends that like grew up not watching anything,
TV.
which like God bless.
Yeah, God bless.
My parents were always like, all right, we're putting the TV
Yeah,
on while you eat dinner.
my parents were like, all right, TV.
And honestly, kind of a vibe.
It was a vibe.
Like, in looking back, I kind of
Yeah.
love that.
No, I love that for us.
Yeah, so, okay, anything else? Highlight, lowlight for you?
No, it's your turn.
Oh,
Take it away.
okay. Well, everybody, if we're being vulnerable, I guess, I'm gonna start with the highlight, because lowlight was kind of low. Highlight of this week was, honestly, the highlight, and I'm not just saying that because it's the theme of the podcast, but, like, it is kind of your birthday.
Oh.
Like, it's like an upcoming highlight. I know that doesn't really fit with the theme, but I feel like I'm, like, really looking forward to Abby's birthday because 22. You know the energy, though, when you're around someone that's, like, they're just,
No,
it's their
I know
birthday.
what you mean. It's so exciting.
And it's like we live together, so I'm like, oh my god, like, it's our birthday soon.
Yeah.
And just, like, seeing you transform into the woman you
Stop,
are today.
stop.
So that's definitely my highlight, just, like, being around energy that's gonna
Yeah. It's
just
gonna be
manifest.
fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Okay, low light. All right, might as well just tear the Band-Aid off. So,
Only share what you're comfortable with.
you're right, but we overshare, so it's fine.
True.
So basically, everyone, long story short, I went off my antidepressants, not because I'm unstable, but just because I wasn't feeling so great. I tried a new medication out. It did not work for me, and I just felt not like myself. And so, okay, I don't suggest this. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. Do not go off, random disclaimer, do not go off your medication
Yes.
cold turkey, ever.
Yes.
It's not a good idea. I'm not condoning it. I'm saying that I did it, but I don't recommend it. Please do not try this at home. What does Tyler, the Creator, say? He says,
He says, yo, don't do any of the shit I mentioned in this album.
exactly. That's me. But yeah, so I stopped, and that was literally a week ago today. Shout out, Megan. And then this past weekend, basically, was really rough. I had my first anxiety attack, like, ever. Like, I thought I had anxiety attacks in the past. Not even close.
Yeah.
Basically, Abby and Eden found me under my bed.
I didn't think you were going to go into this much detail.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think I am,
No,
and then I'm
no.
like, oh.
I feel
I
like
feel like it's kind of cool to... Not cool. It's not cool.
important.
It's not
It's
cool.
not cool, but...
I don't think this makes me cooler. I just feel like maybe some people can relate.
No, yeah, I feel like when people, like, share moments like that, I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. Like,
No,
other
yeah.
people go through this.
No, yeah, because I told... Who did I tell about this? I think I was talking to... Oh, one of my classmates about it. We're close. Jenny. Shout out to Jenny.
Shout out to Jenny.
And I was like, I was just sitting under my bed, like, crying like a weirdo. And she's like, oh, like, no, I think, like, a lot of people can relate to that.
No,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay, like, I'm not insane. So anyways,
No.
yeah, that was my past weekend. It's just been, like, weird withdrawal symptoms. And I've really had to lean on my support systems, like Abby, Eden, Almina.
Stop, I'm already going to start crying.
Like, it's just, like... all our, like, close friends, like, reaching out to friends, too. And even, like, not even telling, like, friends what you're going through. I feel like even just, like I know Megan and I, like, send TikToks, and it's just, like, I go in and I'm like, okay, see a TikTok from her, and I'm like, whew. Because, like, sometimes you're not ready to talk to people about certain things.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm feeling a lot better now. But that was definitely a low light that... I remember Abby was like, Megan, you need to take a break. And I was like, I am taking a break. Because I was like, I'm not doing any work because I can't. I physically couldn't sit down and do work. And I was like, I'm taking a break. And just the act of thinking about all the work that I had to do was me not taking a break.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely a low light. I'm not going to say that I'm feeling 100% better, but definitely better than I was.
Yeah.
And the highlight, being Abby's birthday.
Yeah.
Like, that literally, like, shining light
Aw.
beacon. I was just like, oh, okay.
Stop,
Like, I'm going
stop.
through it, but
Yeah.
good vibes.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, well, thank you
I definitely
for
feel like
listening.
people can benefit from hearing other people's lowlights. I think it's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, that was kind of a deep one. Also, sorry if you were not ready for that.
We just, like, went
I was
straight
just,
into
I was
that.
just like, so yeah, I went off my antidepressant.
Imagine somebody calls the cops on you. Please don't. Megan's okay.
No,
I promise.
I'm fine. I was on like the lowest dosage of something. Like, I'm totally okay, guys.
She's okay.
Guys,
she's okay.
I'm good.
I'm right here.
My
It's
mommy
okay.
knows.
Yeah,
Like, everybody
mommy
knows. Abby's monitoring me. Everybody knows. Like, oh, I'm fine. I've seen my therapist. I'm good. I promise. Like, I'm good. I'm good. Anyways,
She's good.
we're good.
Anyways.
You know what?
So, yeah.
I wasn't good about though. So.
What? Oh, get into it.
So I go to ShopRite, and I'm having a bad day because it's just that weekend and going through withdrawals. And I'm just like, my head was kind of spinning. I was walking around ShopRite. I was fine, guys. And I stumble around, and I'm like, okay, time to go get my ice drink because I'm like, I need something to revive
aisle,
me.
what aisle? Remember you lied to me last time. You were like, yeah, aisle like 15, and I was like, yeah.
I think I said aisle 7, and I'm gonna
Aisle
stick with it.
7.
It definitely is an aisle 7,
I
but
think it might be.
I always get confused because I always think it's in the soda aisle, but
No,
it's, really
it's not.
It's in the.
It's in the one over.
It's in the power. Not
Yep.
Like the
near
energy
like,
drinks or something.
Yep.
So, anyways, I'm like delirious, stumbling into this aisle, and I'm like, I better find what I am looking for.
Oof.
And if you know me, you know, you're all witnesses of it.
Yep.
Ginger lime.
Ginger ass bitch.
Ginger ass bitch. Ginger lime is my flavor. And when ginger lime's not there, this little ginger lime gets a little upset.
Gets a little upset.
And so I'm over there, and I see this lady, and she's just, like, standing in front of the ice drinks. And I'm like, okay, same. Like, she's just surveying the flavors. And she's like, oh, my God. And I'm like, what? She's just talking. You know, and sometimes, like, when you go to a store, and, like, just weird things happen where, like, you talk to people, but, like, you're not really talking to them. They just talk to you. And then you're just in a conversation, and they're having, like, a midlife crisis. And you're like, I guess I'll help you. Anyways, it was this lady, and she's like, they don't have black cherry sparkling ice. And I'm like, oh, my
the
God.
vibes.
What? She's like, I love to mix this with vodka. Where is it? And which, first of all, great idea.
We're taking note. Write that down.
Even though they have,
What?
in quotations, we're sponsored.
Oh.
But they have spiked ice drinks now. Anyways, but back to me.
Yes.
So yeah. Anyway, she was having her crisis about black cherry. Long story short, they didn't have ginger lime, and
Ugh.
I think,
Rest
just
in
kidding.
peace.
Forget the whole anxiety attack. I think that
I
was
think
the
that
low
was
light.
the low light.
I think that was just the cherry
That
on
might
top.
have been.
I thought I was like, oh, okay, like going
Not
shopping, doing some grocery
wrong.
shopping for myself. Ice drink check.
Hey.
It's okay. They still had lemon lime, so I was fine.
Yeah, but in case Sparkling Ice is listening,
Yeah, do better.
send us some ginger lime.
Just kidding. Don't do better. You're doing great.
We love you.
You're doing great.
Sponsor
sweetie.
us.
Sponsor us. We're really trying to get that sponsor.
We really are.
Tag them. Oh, I just
It's
spit
okay.
on the mic a little. Sorry.
We're getting intimate here.
We're getting a little intimate here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so that was like our intro segment.
Yeah.
Now,
Ooh,
we,
ooh.
over on our Instagram,
Over on our
at
Instagram.
meg.abby.wellness,
That wellness.
we did a poll all about birthday questions. Yeah, we asked you your hot takes on different birthday-related things. If you go into archives.
Okay. Abby's trying to
You like coaching back in there.
I'm like, wait, how do you see stories that are no
so
longer
you'll be able
up?
to swipe up. So start with like the first question we
Okay.
asked.
Oh, yeah,
You'll
okay.
be able to see like
Oh,
activate.
perfect.
Okay, so what was the first question again? I
So the
forgot.
first question we ask is, do you enjoy your...
Wait, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I need to interrupt. Before we start this segment, I've been holding on to asking you this question because I wanted to ask you it on the podcast.
Okay.
I've been holding off.
Abby's gripping my shoulder,
Listen.
by the way.
Wheels or doors?
Wait, what is this whole debate about? Just wheels or doors?
I've been waiting so long to
Like, what does
ask
it mean?
you.
Like, wheels
So
or doors?
So somebody asked, do you think there are more doors on this planet or wheels?
Wheels.
Okay, that's like the major consensus.
Okay.
Yeah, but people have just been like,
What's the argument for doors?
people have been like, oh, what about like apartment buildings? How many doors are in an apartment building? Like, people have been bringing up different things, but the major consensus, at least I've seen, is that people say wheels.
Because what classifies a door?
Yeah, people have been going into that too, and a lot of things are classified.
Everybody stop.
sick
I
on-
thought you were going to, like, tell me, like, some, like, deep secret.
No, I've been waiting because I wanted to get your genuine
Fair.
reaction.
Fair.
And this is kind of like, an underground niche like thing going around right now.
It is.
So I was like, I'm gonna wait to ask Megan because I want your genuine.
I saw it on TikTok and I was like,
response.
I don't know what the hell this is, so I'm just gonna ignore it.
Dude, no,
I'm a
it's
wheels.
a debate.
Well, okay, so what are you?
I go back and forth.
Tag yourself.
When I first saw it, I was like doors.
Oh, okay.
But now
Classic,
I know,
Classic
I
Abby.
know. But now I think wheels
Wheels.
because so much is classified as a wheel. Like think of little
Yeah.
like toy cars.
Yeah.
There's so many wheels.
Think of all the bicycles out there, the tricycles,
Mm-hmm.
the unicycles. We're getting them all.
We're getting them all.
Inclusion.
So yeah,
wheels.
I need to ask. Okay, I think we are team wheels. Let
Okay.
us know what you guys are.
Yeah, I'm like, so we always try to keep track during the podcast what we talk about so we can like post it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So we'll put
We'll
wheels
post
and doors.
it. Yeah, I debated posting it, but I was like, I need to wait to ask you about this.
Wow, so it's fun. Yeah, we always, like we said the first episode, we always have the problem of Abby and I just like share everything that happens
Yeah,
in our
we
week.
do.
And then when it comes to like talking about it
The
again, and it's
podcast,
just
we're
like not,
"Ooh."
it's just like, oh, you already told me
Yeah,
that.
right. So I feel like this episode's good because like we haven't talked about any of these things, so it's gonna be a good episode.
Anyway,
Anyways,
good episode. So
back to the poll.
Do you enjoy your birthday? So we had, it was
So-
kind of split.
We asked this question because I know that again, like on like social media and stuff, there's been a lot of talk of people being like, oh my god, I actually get really sad on my birthday.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have talked about like I actually get like the birthday blues. Like I don't know why, it's just weird. Like I get sad. It's not a fun time. So I was curious to see just like how people felt.
Yeah, which it's like, it's also okay, this is gonna sound like, I don't relate to that. I feel like I've never really gotten sad on my birthday. I've gotten like a happy sad.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I know a lot of people that are like, oh my god, it's my birthday.
Genuinely sad.
And like, there's nothing wrong with that because
Yeah.
it is weird. It's weird
It's
to think
weird
about.
that you're aging. I
Like,
mean, I
you're
guess it
aging.
also gets like maybe sadder when you're like old.
Yeah.
Being like a derogatory.
Why did I say it? Maybe it's like worse for you when you're like old. I can't relate.
like old and crusty.
Anyways, back to the poll.
Back to the poll.
So we said, do you like your birthday? It was
What are the
split.
percentages?
So it was 56% yes, of course, and then 44% no, I get the
Okay.
B-Day blues. And let's go back.
I'm
just
not
wanna...
really surprised by that. I could see a lot of people
Yeah.
being, for the most part, like they're happy. I feel kind of the same way as you.
But
Like,
it was very close though. Like
yeah,
it was
yeah,
very
yeah. That
almost
was very
split.
close. I'm surprised. But for the most part, I feel like I'm usually like happy. I'm fine. I do sometimes get the like B-Day blues though, where it's like
however, miss
I
being
do,
happy.
however, miss being happy. Because sometimes I do think about a lot of sad things. Just like, you know, like how your birthday this year is different from other years. You know what I mean? So sometimes I spiral when I think about those things. I'm like, who's in my life? Who's not in my
Yeah.
life? Which gets really depressing.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah.
Yeah, because I know we're going to dive into this more later. I feel like, too, like, once, yes, as you're getting derogatory old, you start to realize, oh, yeah, like, who's still in my life? Like, when you're
Yeah.
young, birthdays, well,
Yeah,
most of the time are, like, a vibe.
Yeah, you just hang out with your class.
Yeah.
Like,
You're just
it's a
like, guys, I
vibe.
brought cupcakes today.
Right?
And then the teacher's like, are they
Hey.
nut-free? And you're
You're
like,
like,
oh.
ew.
Or you have a summer birthday and you can't relate. God, shout out to all my summer babies out there.
Yes, Meg has a summer birthday,
It's a
so she
rough
never experienced that.
life. Everyone's like, how old are you? And I'm like, guys, like, I'm younger than all of you. I have a
Guys,
summer
come on.
birthday. And they're like, ooh, that sucks. Like, we're not going to be friends over the summer.
Mm.
What's that song by Chance the Rapper? Summer
Which
Friends
one?
Don't Stay. Hey.
What song is that?
It's off his coloring book album. You know, the really good
Oh.
one.
I listened to that a little less.
You know, the really good one.
I listened
Just
to
kidding. Acid Rap was the best
Acid
one.
Rap the most.
I'm not saying that coloring book was my favorite. You know, revolutionary film.
Yeah.
Album.
Album. Yes.
Okay, next question we had
Question.
was, how do you like to celebrate your birthday? Staying in versus going out.
Yes.
And we got mostly staying in.
Okay. Yeah, 65% staying in, 35% going out, which I feel like is kind of classic because I feel like most people take a very like classic approach to their birthday. Where they're like,
Yeah.
hey, you're vibing. I feel like it's mostly like the extroverts that are like, I want to go out.
Yeah, which we're not hating on the extroverts. We just don't
No.
understand you.
Yeah, I don't understand. I've literally like never gone out for my birthday or done like
Yeah.
anything like extravagant. It's always just been like me with my parents. I always get ice cream cake though every year for my birthday because I hate actual cake. Fun fact.
Yeah. Cake, we have mixed emotions. I feel like my
Yeah.
birthday, I don't know. My mom, okay, my mommy spoils me, and she makes me homemade cake every single
Aw,
birthday.
that's sweet.
And that is, and
Hey,
homemade
that's so
frosting.
cute. What kind of cake?
Well, usually I really like funfetti or like
Aw,
chocolate. She doesn't make
that's so
homemade funfetti
cute.
because that, if you can make homemade funfetti cake,
how?
I mean, I guess you just
Well, I
put
guess you
sprinkles
just
in
put
milk. I guess it's like
That's revolutionary.
No, but it's mostly the homemade frosting. She knows the way to homemade.
I didn't like realize that funfetti just had sprinkles in it until the other day I was looking at a funfetti box. I was like, oh, it's just sprinkles, isn't it, love?
But to be fair, people that are like, funfetti's just a vanilla cake with sprinkles in it are the same people that are like, red velvet's just chocolate cake with red velvet. That used to be me.
The food coloring, that would be you.
Shout out to Eden, because she'd be like, red velvet's my favorite flavor,
God.
and I'd be like, it's just chocolate cake with red flavoring, or red coloring.
Food coloring.
Yeah. So anyways, back to what we were talking about. How do you like to celebrate your birthday? Mostly staying in.
We vibe with that.
I vibe with that too. Yeah, because I feel like staying in and having people over is better than like going out.
I agree.
Don't know.
It keeps your circle close. Like, I feel
It
like for
does.
my birthday, I just like seeing like my close peeps.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Next
so
question.
next one's kind of fun. What is the best B-Day gift you've ever received or given? I like how you included or given.
Yeah, because I know some people, it's their jam to give rather than receive,
Yes.
so yeah.
I'm a giver.
Wait, okay, I love this. People responded.
Okay, so
let's click the
first,
see all.
let's see all.
Are we like naming people by names? I feel like some people we will. Not everyone.
Yeah,
Let's just name
some people
we'll
we
just
will.
actually for this question we won't. Let's just say.
And we could just spontaneously go. Oh, okay. So we're gonna name Eden. Eden said,
I don't remember.
Wow, Eden. We kind of appreciate the honesty though. When we post these polls, by the way, with like where you could put in whatever you want.
Not a lot of people respond.
Not a lot of people respond, but like if you don't remember, shout out to you, Eden.
Yeah,
She's
shout out.
relatable.
Right?
She gets the vibe. She'll be on here soon enough.
Facts.
Then we also have Mal said Mystery Date High School Musical 3 edition.
Oh, Mal.
Okay. Yeah, she knows. Also, High School Musical 3 is the best High School Musical. I'm sorry.
It is. I was
Am
thinking
I
about it today, and I
gonna
was
break up
like, I
friendships?
think I need to watch that before I graduate. I was thinking to myself, I need to have like a ritual night where I just watch like High School Musical 3 and like cry. That's not in High School Musical 3.
Isn't it? You are the
Oh, that's in 2.
But don't they sing it in
Goosey?
3? Because they're like...
Oh, do they?
Yeah, in the play.
I've seen 3 the least. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair. Now that one was kind of...
That one's like a special one. I don't like rewatch it a lot.
You're right. And then we have a year-long subscription to a music distributor.
That's
kind
dope.
of
That's
cool.
dope.
Wait,
That's a useful gift.
That is a useful
I feel
one.
like practical gifts are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Practical gifts. We also have a day of relaxation, not having to work or do anything. I
That's
also
the
agree
vibes.
with that.
That's the vibes.
Because I feel like some people work on their birthday and like...
Yeah.
I mean like...
Shout out. Us being like,
Venus-
we're not gonna... we like 2 privileged white bitches. Yeah, I don't think I can do that.
working on your birthday, like what? You have to do like
Oh
a double
my
shift at
God.
the hospital? That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
No, I actually, wait, I have worked on my birthday. I was like, because mine was in the summer.
I think I've worked on mine.
I've definitely worked on my birthday, and I actually enjoy working on my birthday because, am I striking a nerve in myself here? I was like, wait, I
What?
thought I enjoyed all my birthdays, but when I worked on my birthdays, I enjoyed it because I wasn't thinking that it was my birthday.
True. No, I feel like the best birthdays are honestly the birthdays where you go about your normal routine.
Yeah.
But it's your birthday,
your
so then the day
birthday.
feels fun.
Yeah, that's true.
You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
Except when you're going to school.
Oh, true.
Yeah, sorry. If you're going to...
Derogatory.
Don't go to class on your birthday.
Don't go to class.
Guys,
Don't go to class.
take the day off.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Anyways, so thank you guys for your responses.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Should we say ours? Oh my god, I don't know.
Well,
thinking back, I'm like...
me looking and being like, well,
you
I did
responded?
comment with my own account.
Oh, what did you say?
I said, there are so many, but anything that someone has made for me.
Aww.
I do very much enjoy giving. I'm one of those people, and not to be like, I'm one of those people that enjoys giving, but I very much prefer, like, seeing another person's reaction before.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, whenever people at parties would be like, okay, let's do the present, like, opening.
Yeah.
I would never do those at my party because I would always feel for the
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Because I feel like gifts are so subjective. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
someone can make me something, and I'll start crying. But someone
Right?
can get me something
Yeah.
really expensive, and I'd also
Be
start
like,
crying.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. It's so subjective, so I
I
hate.
know.
I feel like it's such a precious moment, too, when you open someone's gift, and I hate doing it in front of other people because I'm like, ooh, like, what if the reaction on my face isn't what they expected?
Right? I know, you feel, yeah.
And
you're just
I'm like, and then I'm like, no, but I genuinely love this
It's
gift.
stressful.
It is, but
It's stressful.
but honestly, the weight of my heart, I love when things are like made.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree.
Or you
definitely
really
the
thought of
cutest.
me
Mhm.
when you picked out my gift. Like, I know
Yeah.
Abby and I, we always do, like, cute little, like, mugs or shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And I just feel like, oh, you picked this out for me. Like,
It's
Megan
just
got
so
me a really
cute.
cute mug, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
like, she knows.
Yeah.
She knows.
It's adorable.
Yeah. How about you? Did you think of anything?
Honestly, I don't know. I enjoy everything everyone's
I
given
feel
to
like
me.
you kind of
I feel
like
that's
I feel like you
corny.
like I feel like you're the type that you're like I like experiences, like experience gifts.
True, yeah, I like experience
Because like
gifts.
concerts and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
because
yeah,
Abby's
yeah.
going to a lot of concerts.
Genuinely, if like like, we'll talk about, like, my birthday plans
Yeah.
later, but, like, genuinely, if people just, like, dedicate, like, their time to, like, hang out with me, like, that's
Yeah.
a gift enough. Like, I enjoy
Right?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. I feel like it's always weird with birthdays because, like, some people really like getting gifts, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. But then, like, I feel like we're never talked about the people that we don't really, like...
Yeah.
And it sounds cheesy because you're like, I don't expect a gift. But I honestly, when someone gives me a gift, I feel like I'm like, wait, Jesus, what?
Yeah, what?
You took the time to think about a gift? Like, it was not expected? The fact that you're just showing up, that's all that's expected.
Like, okay.
So anyways, great responses on that. Next one. Ooh, okay, this one.
Oh, the next question was, what is your sun sign? So water, air, earth, or fire? And we broke it down. So I was curious to see what everyone was.
Yeah. Should we say ours before we read everybody else's?
Meg, you go first.
So I'm a Leo, so I'm a
You're
fire
a fire
sign.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm a Pisces, so I'm a water sign.
Yes. So, ooh. Okay.
Hey,
it's actually, wait, it's kind of like evenly split.
It's pretty even, which, I mean, statistically kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's being like, wow, it's even.
There's mostly air and water.
Yes.
Our air signs, just to review, are Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini.
Yep.
And our water are Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer.
Hey.
I feel like most of the people in my life, are either air or water.
Air or water. Yep.
And
then earth and fire tied for second. So.
Earth being, I feel like I always forget the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and then fire, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Wow, that's kind of cool.
Thank you guys for responding.
Yeah, I also feel like that affects it too, like when your birthday, like how it falls with like your sign.
Yeah.
Because my birthday very much, I'm like, oh, well, whenever I have my birthday, it's usually like on a sunny day, like when I picture it. I'm like, oh, that's like Leo energy. Huh. But, or just like, something involving that. Yeah. So that's interesting. That's cool. Okay. Ooh. Best birthday memory. I loved this one.
This one was hard, so I don't know if like that many people are gonna respond.
Oh, we got good responses.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, did we read the question? I forget.
Yeah. Oh, the question was, what's your best birthday memory?
Okay, so let's read through them.
Just say what people said.
Yeah, so we have climbing a mountain with friends and getting a beautiful view of the forest. Ooh, wait, that's kind of cool.
Vibes.
Hiking's always a good time. Turning 21, spending the day with my girlfriend, Netflix, and ordering food.
That's a chill vibe.
Okay, yep. I feel like that goes in with the staying in. That's very much going about your normal routine, but also like when you can just like relax with your like by yourself or with other people on your birthday. It just adds. It's like, oh, we're watching this movie, but it's my birthday.
I just read Elmina's response. What the hell, Elmina? She said not best, but most memorable. Overall was my 13th during Hurricane Sandy.
Oh my God, Elmina, you're gonna make me start crying.
What?
God.
Anyways, I mean,
she's also a water sign.
She is.
She's our Scorpio queen. Eden, oh, my little cutie. She said going to see Harry with my best friend.
Aw, it's so cute.
We did go see Harry on her birthday. It was pretty cool. And then we have Mal. Mal said cupcake and the whole dance sang happy B-Day. And then they played ABBA for me.
Ooh, that's a vibe.
So B-Day cupcake. And then at the dance, I assume they said everybody's saying happy birthday. Yeah, when you get like a whole restaurant to sing happy birthday.
That's the vibe.
There's something about like just your table saying it and you're like cringing, but then it's like when the restaurant joins in, you're like, okay, like I'm kind of enjoying this.
Kind of vibing.
Like, okay, Fridays, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, and then Matt also commented again, my 17th birthday was at a masquerade ball and the woman in charge.
She's told us that before. That's
cool. She broke it up. My 17th birthday
was brought me a cupcake. Okay.
Cupcake at the masquerade ball on her 17th birthday. Wait, Mal, this is kind of like
that's like
a vibe. Okay. And then this girl named Megan, I don't know. She just she plugged it.
Okay, Megan, what did you say?
She said, okay, so this, I feel like I've had some good birthdays like when I was a kid. Like pool parties, like I said.
Yeah, vibes.
But honestly, when I think about my most like the question was most memorable or best birthday memory, it was my 20th birthday because it was during Corona and during like our quarantine and I never posted for my birthday. Like, I mean, I had in the past probably, but like I never really did because I just like hate attention. No, I'm kidding. No, but I feel like sometimes I'm like, like, why post? Like, I'm like, everyone that I care about's with me. Yeah. But because no one, I was with the people I cared about, but, like, I couldn't see everybody. Yeah, you
couldn't see everyone.
So I posted, like, a birthday post, and I had people comment on it, and I had a lot of comments. So cute. And I just, like, it's people that I hadn't talked to since high school, since before that, or people I wouldn't expect to say happy birthday to me. And for some reason, that just sticks out in my brain always, because I had the hugest smile, because I went out to dinner that day, or... I definitely didn't go out to dinner because nowhere was open. But we were eating food. We were out somewhere, and I like wasn't concentrating on my phone. And then I came back, and I just like looked at, because I was like, oh, like maybe I'll get a couple likes from like my relatives. And then I was like, oh, like this is so sweet. And I just remember reading over them and just like,
that's so cute.
Isn't it? Like I'm like, it's so like simple, and it's like, it's like through social media.
It's always like the acquaintances you've had through life when they say happy birthday. For some reason, I'm just like, that's too sweet.
No, it was just like, it was very much just like, oh my god, wow. Like I feel like if someone takes the time to say happy birthday to me, again, I don't care if you get me a gift. If you send me a happy birthday text,
right?
I'm in tears. So sweet. Like that's, you can even say, hey, how you doing?
I know,
and I'm like,
oh my god, they took the time.
So much. Let's see if there's anything else. Wait, you didn't answer yours.
Okay, I feel like 2 come to mind.
Okay, 2 come to mind.
My 20th birthday was honestly really nice.
Yeah.
I had like a little like party with like my friends at my apartment, and that was really nice.
Yeah.
That was cute and sweet.
Yeah.
And then I got my Animal Crossing edition Switch that year.
Okay.
So that was kind of a vibe.
All right, let's bring it back down.
And that was a fun birthday. Another one that comes to mind, which is so random, was my 14th birthday. I don't know if like my friends that I still talk to them now, but my friends who came to that birthday party, I don't know if they listen to this podcast. Shout out to you though if you remember that.
Shout out to you guys.
But when I was 14, I had like a few friends over, like 5 friends over, and I just remember we got like pizza, and we were sitting in my basement, and I still have videos from like that night, and we were just like fucking around, and it was just so fun. I don't know why I remember that birthday like so much.
No, but it is like the birthdays that you don't think, like, because there's the birthdays that you plan out every little detail.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is going to be perfect.
Yep.
But then I feel like it's the birthdays when you don't expect anything.
I know.
And you're just like,
you're like,
oh.
Wow, that was so sweet.
Right? You're like, oh, okay. Like, because I think on that birthday that I was talking about, I, like, cried that day. And I was like, oh, I'm so sad. Like, the world is in shambles. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, my God, wait, the world's actually, like, kind of okay.
It's kind of okay.
But that's, like, that sticks out. And, like, 14, like, when you're 14, you, like, hate your life. So.
I know, yeah, facts.
The fact that you were like, that was a good time.
I know. It was a good time.
Yeah, little pizza party. Okay, so I'm trying to think, because this last question was giving advice or B-Day wishes for Abby.
This is gonna make me cry.
And I feel like we should
do that later.
I feel like we should do that later, because I want you to talk about, I want you to reflect on, because we talked about good birthday memories, but I feel like we should, just kidding.
I wasn't gonna make it that dramatic.
No, I feel like you should just reflect on the past year, reflect on what 21 has taught you, and give the people what they want. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to let Abigail.
You need to interact with me or I'm going to cry.
I will. But this is very much, this is a conversation.
We're reflecting, because I feel like I'm a nostalgic bitch.
Yes.
I'm the type of bitch who likes to reflect on things, so I feel like...
She literally has her journal with her, so she can reflect.
So birthdays are a good time where I'm like, okay, I feel like I can, like, sit down and, like, reflect on the past year. And how I'm growing as an individual.
Yes.
So I guess we can talk about last year. Not to get into too much detail, but I just feel like last year's birthday, I turned 21, right? 21's supposed to be the most monumental birthday of your life, which I think kind of contributed. Like, I think it was a lot of pressure of feeling like, oh my God, I'm 21. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's supposed to be this big thing.
It's supposed to be a huge thing.
Like, everyone, well, also not for nothing, it was during a pandemic, so.
It was during a pandemic.
You're gonna get into that, so go.
Which gets into that. So, it was during the pandemic. The pandemic actually, like, originally started literally, like, the week of my birthday, because 2020, I remember everybody would talk about it. March 13th, my birthday's the 14th.
Wait, so
but everyone would say
this was
March
released 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone was like, March 13th was literally, like, the worst day. That's when, like, I think that's when they classified it a pandemic, I think
so,
and that's why. And it was everyone's, like, last day in school. And then my birthday was the 14th. So I had my birthday. It was, like, kind of chill because I already did all this, like, celebrating, like, a week before. Yeah. Which worked out. So that birthday was fine. But last year... That was 20th birthday. Okay. But last year, my 21st birthday, we were still, like, in the midst of it. Just now that I'm thinking back it wasn't very good. Yeah. Because I'm really thinking about, like, where I was at. Yeah. I was not in a good mind space. Right? The pandemic had been going on for a year at that point. Yeah. So everyone was fucking exhausted. Yeah. Not for nothing. I literally, not that I, like, push this out of my memory, but I literally just remember my, like, grandma, like, died, like, 3 months before that. Yeah. Oh, I forgot that.
And your pop-up happened, right?
Yeah, my pop-up died 2019. Okay. But yeah, it was, like, relatively, like, close to each other. So I feel like that was not a very good birthday. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. what did I even do my 21st? I hung out with my friends, and we had, like, a small get-together, and that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like besides that, like, the vibes were just really off.
Yeah.
It was just not a very good time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they took our spring break away from us last year.
Yeah, which was, like, I was going to Rowan, but I was, like, virtual.
Not you saying our school derogatory.
Oh,
It's okay. Everyone knows we literally see it in our
Everyone knows
bio.
where we go. It's fine.
We're like, don't
Abby's
say the
literally
word.
graduating this year. I'm like, okay, don't say where we went.
Don't say where we are.
But I just remember, like, oh, we don't have a spring break. I mean, I was at home, but I can
No,
only
yeah,
imagine if
it
you're, like,
was-
at school.
Yeah, because so throughout all of college, my birthday always lands on our spring breaks.
Mhm.
So it was just the fact that last year we didn't have a spring break. So
just
that
added
also
to
threw
it.
me off where I was like, I don't even have a nice break. Like,
Yeah.
because usually I go home, I see my family, I'm chilling. But, yeah, it wasn't a vibe.
Mhm.
I don't want to, like, say it's, like, the worst birthday ever, because that's dramatic. Again, birthdays are also, like, way too much hype's placed on them. Especially
Okay,
your
but if
21st
you said it's the worst birthday ever, that would be honest.
It probably was the worst birthday.
Because, to be fair, your first birthday could have been horrible, but you don't remember it.
My first birthday.
You're like a baby.
I don't remember.
No,
those.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
No, you're not wrong. But yeah, so it just, like, wasn't a very good birthday.
Yeah.
But I don't mean that in a bad way. And also, everyone who celebrated my birthday with me that year, I was very grateful, and I
No,
had a
yeah.
good time. But it was just, like, the vibes of that, like, chunk of time in my life were, like, not ideal.
Which, thank you for saying, because I feel like for a lot of people it was like that.
Yeah, it was. I feel like last year, around this time, everyone was hitting that lag where it was like, we've been doing this a year.
Yep.
It was a lot. Like, we literally I just got my first, like, vaccination shot around my birthday. So it's like,
true.
people were, like, pretty much not even vaccinated at that point. Like, it was a different time.
Yeah.
Like, I think throwback to the days when, like, that whole first year, like, the vaccination wasn't a thing. That was a struggle that year.
That's crazy to think about that
Yeah.
has been in our lifetime. Yeah,
Yep.
so your birthday falling around that time.
It was not the vibes. And yeah, I feel like everyone, like, now has a really bad, like, emotional reaction to this time of the year because of the pandemic. Because we're like, ooh, like, now it's coming up 2 years. But I feel like at least this year, it's like there's more hope. Because, like, a lot of people are vaccinated. A lot of people have had their booster. So
Yeah.
I feel like the vibes are better. But
It's
last
definitely
year
not doom and gloom. Yeah.
last year was definitely not good vibes.
No, but I also think, like you talked about, like losing a loved one.
Yeah.
You don't, like, not that you don't think about it, but I think very much last
No.
year, 2020, probably still this year, still happening to everyone. It
Yep.
just kind of like, you want your birthday to be happy, but sometimes all the circumstances in your life, it's just,
It's not ideal.
it's just not, and that's why I think it's cool that we're like, yeah, there's a lot of pressure placed on your birthday, and if you're not having a good time on your birthday, we want you to have a good time on your birthday.
Yeah.
But also,
Also, that's okay.
don't feel like you're like, oh, like, I need to be happy because it's my birthday. Like, let yourself
Yeah.
feel whatever you're gonna feel. But no, that definitely, like, thank you for being honest about that.
Yeah, of
because I feel like
course.
that definitely probably played a part.
Yeah,
And why you
especially
didn't like it.
for your 21st. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Everyone hears the words 21st birthday, and they're like, that's gonna be your best fucking birthday
Yeah.
ever. And I feel like that's why I'm like, ooh, the fact that it was kind of my worst birthday ever, I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh. But it's
Yeah.
okay. We're
Yeah.
making up for it this year.
Yeah. So now that you've kind of talked about your 21st birthday, like, do you want to talk about, like, because I know we've got our journal consulting here, but do we
I
want to
do
talk
have a
about
journal.
maybe, like, what have you learned from 21 years
Should
on
I
this
pull
earth?
out my journal?
I think
Should I read them? I can read them all. I can go over them, like, quickly.
we could, yeah, I mean, I don't think we're even doing bad on time.
No. I'll go through them quick.
Also, just for not for nothing, but we did say this podcast is a way for us to just, like, vent. So
Yeah, it is.
You're still listening, thank
It
you.
is. It is. So I was feeling emo the other night,
Mhm.
and I wrote down a list.
She was just feeling her
Quirky,
emotions. She does not have to say she was
um,
feeling emo.
21 things I learned at 21. And it's really cliche. It's really corny. And mind you, I literally wrote this at like 11 p.m., midnight.
Okay.
So
Perfect
it might
times.
not make coherent
Scary
sense.
hours. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was
But
in my
it's-
room, like, doing, like,
Yeah, I
tarot
know.
reading.
I was like in my room writing this like really like sad thing. Forewarning. I might
Forewarning.
cry.
Okay. It's okay. Me saying it's
Being
okay
like,
to cry.
It's fine.
It's 2022. Everybody cries.
It's fine.
Abby
Okay.
found me under my bed
I really
this past
did.
weekend. So I don't think you should apologize
Touchy
for
subject.
anything. Yeah.
Okay. So 21 things I've learned
At
at 21. Okay, my first one. So being a 21-year-old,
21.
now, we can drink, right?
Alcohol.
Alcohol And I've been trying to discover, like, my drink.
Yes.
Like, you know how people have, like, their drink, their go-to drinks.
Yes. Because you're not a big drinker either.
I'm not a big drinker. So it was really hard for me this whole year to, like, find a drink I, like, actually enjoyed.
Yes.
But I finally found one.
Yes.
Found two that I really enjoy. And those drinks are Fuzzy Navels and green tea shots. They slap so fucking hard. Sorry for the cursing.
I wanted to, because, okay, so when she told me what a fuzzy she's like, I'm ordering a fuzzy navel. And I was like, the hell is that? Nobody gets it. Nobody understands what it is. But basically, a fuzzy navel is a mixed drink made from peach schnapps and orange juice.
It's so good. Like,
I know. So that does kind of, it is really good. It tastes like a peach ring.
I know it sounds weird, but it's so good.
Yeah, no.
It does not taste like alcohol.
No.
Neither do green tea shots.
Which is scary.
It is a little scary.
It's a little scary that it just be tasting like juice out here.
It do just be tasting like juice.
Okay, so fuzzy navels, slap, green tea shots. Yes.
Me going into, like, a really deep one after that. Okay, so I wrote, I still carry a younger version of myself within me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's deep.
I
think, like, snaps all around, that's deep.
No, yeah. I resonate with that.
Right?
I think we're trying to, I feel like when you're aging,
we're so old.
I feel like as you're getting older, you're just thinking about, oh my God, like, I just want to be this age, age. And you kind of forget, like, the kid in you.
The younger you, yeah.
Oh God.
Which, not me making Megan cry, but I feel like that's something I've been trying to, like, remember a lot. In my therapy sessions, I'm going to bring up therapy a lot with a lot of these, because these are a lot of things I've learned in therapy. But I have learned to, like...
Should that be a segment?
Oh, that should be a segment. Things I've learned in therapy. But I've learned that, like, I used to always look at, like, younger me, like, oh, like, she's, like, such a different person. Or, like, sometimes I would almost, like, look at her and be, like, upset. And I'd be like, oh, my God, like, all those things that happened to you. Like, I would just be like, I want to detach myself from her. But I feel like this year especially, I've been working on being like, no, like, that's literally you.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the body you are still in.
Yeah.
And literally, like, all those versions of you will always live in you.
You know, Abby just has this way with words. I'm sorry, I'm gonna gas you up. It's the Pisces energy. You just have a way of, like, saying things, and you're like, she says them nonchalant, and then you don't think it's gonna be deep, and then she keeps saying them, and then you're like, oh my God. I feel like it's not
deep though. It's funny though when I say these things, I'm like, I sound so cliche.
No,
and then you're over here like crying.
Anyways, what's your next little?
This one's also cliche. They all, like, are worded very cliche.
Okay, that's fine.
People come and go, and that's okay.
If you haven't listened to our friendship episode, we talk a lot about that. We don't talk a lot about it, but, like,
we kind of talk
a lot about it. People come and go.
I feel like that's something I really had to learn. And I was always like, I'm fine with it. But I felt like when people would leave my life, I would just be, like, out of sight, out of mind. But I've been working on, like, no, like, acknowledge that. Like, people were in your life and they left, but that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's very much out of sight, out of mind, or it's you're still clinging on to them and you're not letting them go.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's something I've learned.
Yes.
4, the most important things to me are my family and friends.
Wow.
That one's also corny.
But cute.
Corny, but I feel like as a person, I've, like, come to the realization that I am literally always the happiest, like, when I'm with friends and family.
Yeah.
Which is corny, and I feel like everyone can relate to that. But I just love them so much. You know what I mean?
No, I think, I think when you're growing up again, you're like, rebel against
my
family.
Yeah, rebel.
I spend time with my family and friends.
That's so corny.
No, but I no, it's relatable.
It's relatable. Okay, number 5. I'm not as reserved as I thought I was.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of women can relate to this. But growing up, I was always like, oh, I'm just shy, I'm reserved. But being, like, an older woman, if you will, it's, like, coming into yourself. And I feel like I've been realizing I'm not reserved. Like, I'm kind of loud. I'm kind of obnoxious. And that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? I know. I'm, like, I'm kind of all over the place. And, like, I'm just kind of dealing with that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's the vibes.
That is the vibes.
Number 6. This one's, like, probably the corniest. Forgiveness is key.
But it's the most important.
But that's simplistic. I feel like that being said is enough.
No. One thing I'd like to add. Forgiveness is key. Kind of with the theme, because I feel like, very much the theme at 21 seems to be letting people go and just, like, forgiving yourself, forgiving others. And you don't think, it's such a relief when you do forgive someone or yourself. You don't realize how much resentment you're harboring towards them until you're like, you know what, I'm just going to forgive them, not even for them. Maybe they were really shitty to me, but for me.
your sake.
Yeah. When you just say, okay, you know what? They maybe didn't have the emotional understanding that I had at that time.
Yep.
And they did the best with what they had. And sure, I am hurt by it, and I still can be hurt by it, but I'm not going to let it control me.
Exactly. Yeah, and as you get older, like, I think it kind of, like, you know, you build this chain of, like, things you have to forgive. Mm-hmm. And it just keeps getting, like, bigger as you grow older. So I feel like as I've grown older, I've realized that I really just need to, like, forgive. Mm-hmm. Especially, this is deep, but with yourself.
And
that was like a knife to the heart.
End of episode. Forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself.
No, I think that's a good one.
And then that leads into my number 7 is I'm allowed to be happy or sad.
Yes. Or anything else in between.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these can relate even just to, like, women in general.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times we grow up and we're taught, like, you know, suppress the emotions. Suppress, like, your actual personality.
Yeah.
And I feel like being an older woman, I'm starting to realize, like, no. I'm going to be myself unapologetically.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. I'm like, I want to say something about that, but Abby just said everything I want to say. And I'm like,
no, yeah.
I'm like, women especially. And then I'm also like, but also, yeah, too, like, guys too. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like they're.
No, exactly.
We obviously got the shittier end of the stick. But I'm like, you know, I think.
For sure.
Something we're learning is that, like, I think we want. Guys, I don't know how I got on this topic, but anyone's allowed to be happy or sad. As long as you're not hurting anyone else or yourself.
Exactly.
Express your emotions.
Number 8, my pets are my soulmates. I feel like this.
Shout out to Luna and Callie.
Shout out to Luna and Callie and my other 3 cats I've had in my life. I'm just like soul bonded. Rest in peace, Smokey. If my mom's listening to this, she'll probably cry hearing that. God. And Coco and Midnight. Oh, love you guys.
Those are such cute names.
But I feel like I've realized that like I'm like soul bonded to those pets.
Yeah.
Like especially like Luna and Callie right now. I love them so much.
They
I
know
feel like
too much.
Everyone feels this way about their pets, but I would do anything.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah. I would do anything with. I was just about to say with them. I'm just gonna stop and let Abby talk.
No,
okay,
keep going. Oh, okay. This one's probably the saddest.
Okay.
Everyone I've lost and grieved will forever hold a place in my heart. That one just stabs you like a knife.
That one, yeah, that's the TikTok video.
Yep. Literally. Which I feel like again goes with like being older. Is just you start to realize that yourself is made up of all these people.
Yeah, and again. I feel like when you say everyone I've lost, sometimes I still think, like, oh, parts of me that I've lost.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even
and, like,
though you've lost them,
yeah,
it has still been the chain to lead you to who you are now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah.
That hit me.
Anyways,
Abby's late night thoughts just really get into me.
I know. Number 10.
Don't apologize.
Oh,
ever.
I won't apologize.
Take up space.
Sorry.
Yes.
Number 10. They were okay. This one's
you
annoying.
You said sorry after I said.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought I can't stop. Okay, just go on to the next one. I just knew you'd be listening back to that editing and be like, "What the hell is this?"
Okay, number 10. This one's annoying, but it's true. They were right when they said I would realize when I was older. Which I feel like is annoying, right? And hear me out. I do think some old people. Yeah, I'm calling you out, old people. Will say to you, you'll realize when you're older, you'll realize when you're older. And sometimes they're annoying and they're kind of just being condescending to young people.
Old.
But I feel like there is some validity to the things I've been told throughout my life. Like, you'll realize when you're older, you'll realize. And I feel like, you know.
Are you realizing things now that you're getting older?
I'm realizing things.
Yeah.
And this goes into number 11, which is I will forever have more to learn.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're a kid, you think like, oh my God, I know so much. And I feel like getting older is also kind of learning, like, each day and, like, literally within any aspect of your life, there's, like, more to learn. There's always more to learn.
Yeah. More to learn, and also, it's okay that you don't know everything.
Oh, yeah. Which, okay, that's going to be depressing, but I feel like that point reminds me of my pop-up a lot. Not me about to cry.
Oh, gosh.
That's
yeah. No. It's also weird because, like, my pop-up would always kind of give me the same kind of talk, where he'd be like, listen, like, you just got to get out into the world and just find out for yourself.
So amazing.
Oh my God.
I was just crying
Both together. No, it's
yeah.
okay. We can cry. We can cry about it.
It's fine.
It is just kind of like, I think as a kid, yeah, just like you said, you grow up and you're like, oh, okay, like, I know everything.
Right.
And then you grow up and you're like, oh, I don't know everything. And there's, like, a weird transition phase where I feel like we're still in, where it's like, I don't know everything, and that's not okay. But slowly learning, like...
But it's okay.
It's kind of, like, empowering to know I have so much more to learn, and I have so much more to see, to do. Oh, my God.
I was about to cry.
But I think that's the beauty of getting another birthday. Getting another year is just saying, this year, whether it's good or bad, I have so much that I'm going to be able to take away from it.
Yeah. Which is just really depressing. I'm going to add another depressing point.
It's okay.
This is really out of pocket. But, no, this is too sad.
No, say it.
Okay.
It's okay.
I have, no, this is too sad. I'm like,
say it. It's okay.
I have a voicemail.
You can hold my hand.
No, this is too sad. From my pop-up that I listened to. Oh, God. Every year where he says happy birthday to me. It's like, I'm fine. I'm okay.
Why do I have the same thing?
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone.
I play it every year on my birthday.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Yeah. No, I have tissues over there. I'm like, it's our safe space.
It is our safe space.
It's our whole podcast. It's what it's
our
about.
safe space.
No, I don't think it gets talked about enough when you lose someone and when just going through life and you don't have the same person there.
Right. I know birthdays sound like stupid, but it's just like milestones. You know what I mean?
And it's just like, okay, I have another year.
Yep.
And, you know, who is teaching me throughout life, who has taught me.
Literally.
You know? And it's like, especially when it comes from, like, your grandparents or just, like, older people in your life, because it's like, oh, okay, like, they're seeing their self in me.
Yep.
And they're like, you know what? I was at your point. I was confused. I was worried. But everything's going to be okay.
Exactly.
And you're going to figure it out. That might have been the best one that you brought up.
Woo. Anyways, moving on. I feel like the rest aren't as sad. Anyways, 12. It's okay. I am sensitive.
Yes. You're apologizing, being like,
it's okay.
I'm crying. No. Take a deep breath. Can you take a deep breath for me? Abby's so pent up right now. Take a deep breath.
I'm okay.
We're being vulnerable. It's okay. It's our safe space. We're okay.
Safe space.
We're okay. We've got our crystals here. We're okay. Yes.
But I feel like I included the sensitive one because I feel like all my life, like, I was told, like, you're sensitive. And then I feel like I've just now, like, this past year, like, been like, it's okay, I'm sensitive.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a life lesson I've learned.
Yeah. Anyone that's knocking people for being sensitive,
right?
it's just, you're the only one paying attention.
Literally.
You're, like, the only, I think I was in, like, Glennon Doyle's recent, me being like, I read a lot of self-care stuff. Glennon Doyle's book, Untamed, she just talks about how people...
I need to read that. I have that book.
Yes, I know. I think I loaned it to someone, but basically she talks about how, you know, all your life, if you're, like, sensitive, you just, like, are told, oh my God, just, like, stop, shut, like, why are you crying over this? Why are you getting so worked up about this? And it's like, no, you're the only one that's actually having a genuine reaction to it. You're not shoving it down. You're dealing with it in a healthy way.
You're so right.
That you're, like, coping with it in the moment instead of shoving it down under years of trauma. Anyways,
this becoming a therapy session for us.
It really did.
And our audience included.
It really did. But it's okay to be sensitive. That was number 12.
Yeah. Number 13. Looking towards others won't help me find the answers for myself. Which, I feel like this is especially important when you're getting older, and now that we're in our 20s, it's a time when you look at everyone else and you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? Let me look at everyone else and see what I'm supposed to be doing. But I feel like this is one that I'm, like, currently in the midst of, is realizing that, like, me looking at what everyone else is doing, I'm not going to figure out what I want to do by doing that. Yeah. I need to, like, do, like, inner work and look within myself to figure that out.
You gotta do Abby.
I gotta do me.
What would Pop say?
Stop.
He would say, you gotta do Abby. He would not say it like that. No, I agree with that. Right? It's kind of like everyone has I always like to reiterate this for myself and just for other people, like, because especially in college, I feel like it comes up a lot, but we're all on we're all on our own timeline. Yeah, does not matter.
Exactly.
Maybe, like, you're going, like, maybe you're like, oh, okay, birthdays, whatever. But, like, maybe you're, like, graduating college. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're, like, in a relationship. Maybe you're not.
That's for a whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother episode.
We will have a graduation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
20s episode.
This is a big year
Don't
for
worry.
Abby.
Don't worry.
Abby's being very vulnerable here, everyone.
I am.
Okay. If anyone tries to come after her, I will hurt you.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, number 14.
It's the truth.
A younger version of myself would find the present version of me cool in the same way I will be in awe of future me. Ooh. I feel like this is one that when I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing nothing with my life.
Wait.
I try to, like, imagine, like, younger me. Like, imagine, like, middle school you, right?
Oh, gosh.
And as much as, like,
She
you,
was not
like,
cool.
imagine, right? Imagine somebody took that girl, right?
Okay.
Into a time machine and brought her to you now.
Oh,
As
God.
much as, okay, listen.
Okay.
As much as you think you are lame now, you cannot lie to me and say middle school you wouldn't be like, yo, like, she's, like, so cool. Like, she's so much older. Because remember, like, being, like, no, listen.
You're right.
Hear me out. Because remember being,
You're
like,
right.
a little girl and, like, just looking to older, like, women and being
Yeah.
like, oh, my God, like, I want to be that. Like, that's going to be me.
Oh, God.
So you can't act as if, like, middle school you wouldn't look at you now and be like, she's so cool.
I used to, like, fantasize about being in, like, my
Right?
20s.
Yeah.
And now I'm in my 20s.
And now
and
you're
I'm like,
like,
can I go
girly,
back?
let's go back.
Rewind. Wait, that's a really good
But
one.
that leads into this version of you will think the same way about like future you.
Yeah, you're right.
So as much as you're gonna like still be struggling in the future, you now is gonna look at future you and be like, that's so cool. Like I did all those things.
Yeah, I'm even thinking about me on my 20th birthday versus me now.
Right?
Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay,
Like,
pop
it
off,
kind of worked out
girly.
for me. Like, we have a podcast now. We're
Right?
we're micro-influencers.
We're micro-influencers.
Okay, loved that.
Number 15. It's okay to not know what comes next.
Mm-hmm.
That's a simplistic one. It's okay. You
It's
know?
okay.
That's what I'm still learning.
You're learning.
But it's okay.
It's okay.
Number 16. Life is truly full of ups and downs. I capitalize and underline truly.
Truly.
Which this sounds really like, no shit, Abby. Like, life is full of ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, throughout my life, I've been like, I get it. Life is full of ups and downs, but, like, when's it gonna stop? You know what I mean? Like, do you ever have that thought where you're like, but when's it gonna stop? Like, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, it's like when you're in the ups, you're like, okay, how long is this gonna last? And
Yeah,
then when you're in the downs, you're like,
I'm
okay,
tired
when
of
is this
this.
over?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, no,
God,
no, but
that's
it's
so
true.
true.
And I feel like
That's
aging
so
is realizing,
true.
like, that's never going to stop.
Yeah.
And that's, like, okay. Like, you're just gonna have to deal with that.
That's, yeah.
Not
No.
like a morbid way, but
No,
almost in a way
that's-
where, like, it's okay. You'll have your good moments and you'll have your bad moments, but they're all there for a reason.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because I feel like on my 21st birthday, that's what I came to realize. I was like, there's going to be, like, good moments, there's going to be bad moments, but the good moments, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on the good moments because you're like, okay, like, I want it to stay good forever,
Yeah.
but they're not going to last, and I think that's why you can learn to
Yep.
appreciate them more.
Mm-hmm.
But then also the bad moments
Yep.
can sometimes seem like they last forever, but,
Mhm.
like, okay, this is kind of, I was just going to say, like,
No, go
this,
ahead.
I was just, this past weekend, like I prefaced in the in the
Preface.
beginning of the episode, was very much, I was like, oh, Jesus, like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
I feel, like, gross and disgusting, like, physically, mentally. And then it was just small things in my week this week, and just, like, just random disclaimer, random people that you run into are just, like, like, things that, like, Abby did for me that I was like, oh, like, no, but it was just kind of, like, I don't know, I was just very much vibing in the downs, and I was like, nothing's good, nothing's gonna pull me out of this, and then I stopped zoning in on just, like, needing to wallow,
Yeah.
and just acknowledging that, like, okay, like, this isn't gonna last forever, and then
Yeah.
once I did that, I started noticing small little good things that popped up,
Yeah.
and I developed a deeper appreciation for life, because I think, I think that's an important thing about aging. You always want to
Yeah.
seek out the good things. We all do. We're human. But sometimes you gotta have those
Yeah.
bad things to have the good things. To
Yeah.
even label them as good or bad, is that
Exactly.
subjective? Maybe.
No,
But
yeah, you're so right.
I think that's a good one. Wow, this is such a good idea.
LOL.
I love going through
And
this.
then 17 and 18 kind of like combine between
Okay.
each other. 17, they're kind of contradicting. But
Okay.
17 is I need to protect my energy.
Okay.
And 18 is it's important to be vulnerable.
Okay.
Which sounds contradicting, but I feel like I'm learning, which this is another one I have in here.
Okay.
But
I take a deep
I'm
breath. I'm
learning-
like, ooh,
You're like,
okay, I don't know if I
"Whoa,
can get hit with it again.
But I'm learning that I do, like, need to protect my energy because
Mm-hmm.
I'm someone who just, like, expends all my energy and tries to, like, do so much for others that, like, then I'm like burnt out. But I'm also learning, as we're doing with this podcast, I need to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Dead ass, guys. I think that was the first time I cried in front of Megan.
Yeah.
Ever.
The first time I cried in front of you was when you found me
literally.
this weekend, so it's a defining week.
So, as much as we sit here, it's funny because we literally sit here and talk like so much, and we're open, but then like we like don't even cry.
No, yeah. I was talking about this in therapy. I was like, Abby and I always talk about how it's okay to cry in front of each other and how we're always here for each other. But then it's the fact that we do not, in ourselves, acknowledge that.
There's a difference. There's a big difference between talking about your emotions in front of people versus actually experiencing those emotions in front of people and showing them how you actually feel. Yeah. Big fucking difference.
Really uncomfortable.
Big difference. And I feel like my whole life I went thinking I am such an open person because if you ask me a question, I would answer it honestly. But have I ever shown my emotions to people? No. And that's a big difference.
I have no words because you're so right. I have my closest friends. And I think I've cried in front of my closest friends, including you. Yep. Once.
Like once.
Because there's something about crying too. Like I don't want to say that it's like a bad emotion, but there's something about crying, the act of crying.
It makes you feel weak.
It just makes you feel weak, and you're just very much like, it's like, it feels uncontrollable because it is like a cathartic moment.
Is it just like us needing control? Everything comes back to Megan and I needing control.
Me writing up my list of what I've learned. You're like, needing control. No, it's the release of control, and it's allowing another person to see you in this very vulnerable state. Yep. And I think especially if you don't cry a lot, like in general, I know sometimes when I cry, I'm like, why are you crying? Right. Like, why the hell
are you crying?
Why are you crying? And then, so when another person comes in, I also think, I thought about this a lot after this weekend, and I was like, why was I so embarrassed? Because I feel like it's selfish. And I know that is not true at all, but whenever I cry, I'm like, oh my God, make this moment about you, why don't you? Yeah. And it's
I know, but we shouldn't feel like that.
No, you shouldn't.
So yeah, it's the exposure therapy. Like, we need to, like, force ourselves to be vulnerable. Because...
And the people that care about you genuinely, like, cry in front of that. Like, I think it's just so weird that as a society we're like, oh my God, if you show any sign of weakness, oh my God, crying,
that's so embarrassing.
And it's just like, if we just cried in front of people more, maybe we wouldn't be so angry.
Right? No, literally.
Maybe we would actually be able to communicate.
Connect with each other.
Yeah, because once I literally you crying in front of me that one moment like 10 minutes ago, I feel like it just like really I just saw your shoulders like release, and you were like, after you cried, you were just like, okay.
I did. I needed to cry.
But anyone that can comfortably cry, I don't think anyone can comfortably cry, but it is hard. And
it's hard.
I think, the biggest thing is just exposure therapy. Not that we want you to just start crying in the middle of summer.
Baby steps.
But know that the people that love you are going to be there for you. Yes. And you can cry in front of them. And if anyone invalidates you, then when you don't feel well,
fuck them.
Exactly. And that's what we said. Leave people behind.
Leave them
Some
behind.
people in your life for a season.
A season. Or life.
Or a life.
And we're for lifers.
Okay, that's enough. Anyways. Let's finish
okay,
the list.
real quick. 19. This is simplistic. Each year, I discover a new version of me. Yep, simplistic.
Agreed.
20. I can be two contradicting things at once.
Yes.
This is something little Abby has learned in therapy this year. Because I've been like, listen, girly.
It's not all or nothing.
I feel like I'm confusing. Like, I'm either happy or I'm sad. Like, I don't get it. I'm contradicting. How can I be both these things at once? And she was like, dude, what? She was like, you can be two things at once. I was like,
you're literally a Pisces, like two fish.
I was like, that's a great take.
That's a good idea.
I was like, interesting. I guess you're right. I guess I don't need to have literally everything figured out and all my emotions figured out. I was like, word.
I think with anxiety too, it's a common thing where you're like, it's all or nothing. I'm either this or I'm this.
Yep, exactly.
And so when you're like, oh, I can be this and this. Okay.
You're like, okay.
It's a sense of comfort. Yep. So I agree with that.
Yep. And then my last one is just simple. It's I am so grateful for everything.
I am so grateful.
I feel like that's really corny, but I've been realizing this year that, we could die at any moment. Yeah. And as much as, like, gratitude is, like, corny and people are like, just do gratitude and you'll feel better, it kind of does make you feel better. And it kind of makes you, like, center in on the things that, like, are really important in your life so that you, like, keep that energy. And I feel like that's what I've been working on.
Yeah, I I used to find it annoying because I was like, oh, whenever I like try to think of gratitude, I'm like, why don't I feel grateful?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should feel so grateful. I don't feel grateful.
Yeah,
Why am I such a bad person? But my approach to gratitude now is like, yeah, I know like a lot of people journal.
Yep.
I think for me, gratitude comes from like a feeling. So I said this past week, when I start to notice what other people do for me that maybe I wasn't noticing before, or also another thing, not allowing. Because I think sometimes you can just not allow someone to be there for you.
Yeah.
Like, very much like we weren't crying in front of each other. I think, in a sense, that was me not allowing you to be there for me. Mm-hmm. Did I say that right?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because and I'm like, oh, I felt selfish. And, like, it was being selfish in a way that I wasn't letting other people in.
Yeah. No, you're right. That was deep. Wow.
Yeah, no, because I realized
right.
it. And then Abby was starting to help me out because, like, I was not doing great, guys. Like, my laundry was...
Have we said that? It was a rough weekend.
Yeah. And, like, Eden's out here making my bed, and I'm an acts of service gal. But you're folding my laundry. You're like, okay, so, like, let's get you, like, eating. Like, what do you want to eat? And I almost started crying again because I was like, oh, God. Yep. What? People are doing things for me? What?
Your relationships with other people will stop and they won't progress if you're not reaching.
Yeah.
Like, if, at least for the relationships you want to be on a deeper level with, it's not going to happen if you're not opening yourself up.
Yeah, if you're not vulnerable. Yeah. It's very much like, it's like, oh my God, being vulnerable with another person's scary. Like, what if they hurt me? And it's like, no, if you're not vulnerable, you're going to hurt yourself.
Exactly.
It's like, T says, T, you're going to get hurt either way. You might as well be vulnerable.
Exactly. You might as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, that was my 21 things I've learned. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
I feel like, all in all, the first part of 21, a little rocky, like I said. But I truly feel like the last, like, 6 months have literally been, like, life-changing. Yeah. Like, I feel like this birthday, where I'm standing at now with myself, I've, like, never felt more myself. Yeah. And that doesn't, like, mean that, like, everything's great, everything's happy, I have everything figured out, but I feel like I'm at a point where, like, I'm the most in tune with myself I've ever been. And therefore, that makes coping with things a lot easier for me.
Yeah. And I was going to say, too, it's not like we have, like, crazy plans for your birthday or anything. So it's like, but it's like you're at a point now where it doesn't matter what you're doing for your birthday. You feel good within yourself. Not great. You don't feel bad. You don't feel great, but you feel good. You're comfortable with yourself, and you're like, I'm going to have a good time. Yeah. And even if I don't, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that. Yep.
So, yeah, that was... Oh, wait. Real quick, I just want to do rapid fire before we end because I know we did a little advice section on Instagram. Oh, yeah. So I just want to read out some of the advice that people gave. To end it on a happy note. Ooh, because we have a lot of responses. God, we've got some happy birthdays. Okay, Almina saying get anti-aging cream.
Rude.
She already slugs
You're older. Not the mic falling, sorry.
They just got me screaming.
Almina, you're older than us.
Also, yeah, Abby slugs every night.
I do slug.
Olivia saying happiest of B-Days, Miss Abby.
You,
Eden saying get absolutely obliterated.
Thanks.
Me saying get wild. Gabby saying live it up, baby cakes. Camila, Gabby Cunha, our girl Gabby Cunha.
What is he saying?
Camila De Young, invest in crypto, YOLO, start a rock collection. Already on that rock collection.
Bro, what
you know what it is. He's not gonna listen to this either. He's fake. Mal said live your Taylor Swift year.
Yes, thank you, Mal.
Let go of negativity. Make choices for yourself based on you. Yes.
Yes.
And then last one we got.
Aw, my cousin.
So proud of you, who you've become, and who you've always been.
Stop, I'm not gonna cry. Thank you, Emily.
Yes,
I love you.
Shall I give my advice to you?
Oh, yeah, give your advice to me. Let's go. Pop off.
I'm the youngest of most of my friends, but...
She's a little baby. She's not as wise as us.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes I feel like I'm wiser.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Sure.
No, I usually, I base my 20... I'm going to base my 20-second experience off of, like, what you go through. So
okay, word.
Make sure it's a good experience.
Megan just copies everything I do. She's like looks about right.
I'm like, 21
Guess
wasn't
I'll do
going
that.
so well for you. Maybe it's not going so well for me either. Okay, my advice to Abigail, who I know and love.
Hey.
I think we literally just talked about it. I think it's just...
You said, that's enough.
It's okay with not knowing everything ahead of you.
Word.
And I think you have a lot... Like, you graduating is a big step. But even still, I think this year is going to bring a lot for you, and you're not going to expect it. Mm-hmm. But I think just rolling with the punches and rolling with the uncomfortability, being vulnerable with people, also being vulnerable, getting out there, doing things that you love, I personally think that 22 is going to be your
you're
year.
really hyping it up.
I am.
No, it is crazy because this is the first year that I genuinely have no idea what I'm going to be doing in a year's time. Genuinely no clue. This is the first year that's ever happened.
And you can sit here and say that and still be uncomfortable with it, but genuinely,
okay.
you're like...
I'm fine,
Genuinely,
guys.
though, like, it's scary, but I know that you're going to get it figured out. Even if it's not even in your 22nd year, in your 30th year, you're going to be fine, because I think you're learning enough about yourself where you're just like, I don't need this external validation
You're so
from the capitalist world, because fuck capitalism.
Yeah.
But also, I really think this is going to be your year.
I'm starting 22 on probably the best foot I've ever started a new year on. So,
and with that, I guess
I
guess now we wait until you're a 22-year-old woman.
22.
If you're listening to this on Friday, Abby's birthday is the 14th.
Oh, yeah, we literally never said when my birthday is this entire... Oh, no, wait, I said it before.
March 14th, Pi Day.
And again, it's Pi... Well, let's not mention that. That's going to make me cry again.
Okay.
Anyways, that circles back to what is said in the voicemail from my pop-up, is you mentioned Todd's Pi Day. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to me cry.
Yes.
Genuinely... I love every single one of you that listens to this podcast, and thank you for those of you who have already said kind things to me. I love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful for you. All of you have shaped me into the person I am today.
Exactly. And I have nothing else to say, so love you guys.
So we love you.
And until the next...
we should say we're going to take a week hiatus. So next week we're on spring break. So sorry guys. Break. So there's not going to be an episode next Friday, but the Friday after that.
Yeah,
so
don't you worry. We're not giving up on you. We
have
other episodes in the queue.
We just want to take a little hiatus because in case you didn't listen, Megan had a rough week. And it's my birthday, so we're
Abby's also having a rough week.
No.
No, Abby's going to have a great week.
Yes.
I went through a rough week, so we just need time off.
Yes.
But thank you again to everybody that listens to us. Even if you just fast forward to the end and you're like, oh,
yeah, literally.
Thank you for fast forwarding.
We love you
Give
guys.
us those views. All right, we love you.
Thank you for listening
to our safe space. Why am I such a bad person? But my approach to gratitude now is like, I know like a lot of people journal.
Yep.
I think for me, gratitude comes from like a feeling. So I said this past week, when I start to notice what other people do for me that maybe I wasn't noticing before. Or also another thing, not allowing. Because I think sometimes you can just not allow someone to be there for you.
Yeah.
Like very much like we weren't crying in front of each other. I think in a sense that was me not allowing you to be there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because and I'm like, oh, I felt selfish. And, like, it was being selfish in a way that I wasn't letting other people in.
Yeah. No, you're right. That was deep. Wow.
Yeah, no, because I realized
right.
it. And then Abby was starting to help me out because, like, I was not doing great, guys. Like, my laundry was...
Have we said that? It was a rough weekend.
Yeah. And, like, Eden's out here making my bed, and I'm an acts of service gal. But you're folding my laundry. You're like, okay, so, like, let's get you, like, eating. Like, what do you want to eat? And I almost started crying again because I was like, oh, God.
Yep.
What? People are doing things for me? What?
Your relationships with other people will stop and they won't progress if you're not reaching.
Yeah.
Like, if, at least for the relationships you want to be on a deeper level with, it's not going to happen if you're not opening yourself up.
Yeah, if you're not vulnerable. Yeah. It's very much like, it's like, oh my God, being vulnerable with another person's scary. Like, what if they hurt me? And it's like, no, if you're not vulnerable, you're going to hurt yourself.
Exactly.
It's like,
T.
You're going to get hurt either way. You might as well be vulnerable.
Exactly. You might as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, that was my 21 things I've learned. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
I feel like, all in all, the first part of 21... a little rocky, like I said, but I truly feel like the last, like, 6 months have literally been, like, life-changing. Yeah. Like, I feel like this birthday, where I'm standing at now with myself, I've, like, never felt more myself.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, like, mean that, like, everything's great, everything's happy, I have everything figured out, but I feel like I'm at a point where, like, I'm the most in tune with myself I've ever been. And therefore, that makes coping with things a lot easier for me.
Yeah, and I was going to say, too, it's not like we have, like, crazy plans for your birthday or anything. So it's like, but it's like you're at a point now where it doesn't matter what you're doing for your birthday. You feel good within yourself. Not great. You don't feel bad. You don't feel great, but you feel good. You're comfortable with yourself, and you're like, I'm going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And even if I don't, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that. Yep.
So yeah, that was. Oh wait, real quick, I just want to do rapid fire before we end because I know
What's
we
up?
did a little advice section on Instagram.
yeah.
So I just want to read out some of the advice that people gave.
I'm gonna cry.
To end it on a happy note. Ooh, because we have a lot of
Oh my God, there's a
responses.
lot.
We've got some happy birthdays. Okay, Almina saying get anti-aging cream.
Rude.
She already slugs
You're
every-
older. Not the mic falling.
They
Sorry.
just got me screaming in the ear.
Alina, you're older than us.
Also, yeah, Abby slugs every night.
I do slug.
Olivia saying happiest a few
Aw,
days to Miss
thank
Abby.
you, Olivia.
Eden saying get absolutely obliterated.
Thanks.
Me saying get wild. Gabby saying live it up, baby cakes.
Gabby.
Camila, Gabby
Aw,
Cunha,
love
our girl
you, Gabby.
Gabby Cunha.
What is he saying?
Camila stay young, invest in crypto, YOLO, start a rock collection. Already on that rock collection.
Bro, what
You
is
know what
he
it is.
saying?
He's not gonna listen to this either. He's fake. Mal said live your Taylor Swift year.
Yes, thank you,
22.
Mal.
Let go of negativity. Make choices for yourself based on you. Yes.
Yes.
And then last one we got
Aw, my cousin.
So proud of you, who you've become, and who you've always been.
Stop, I'm
Love
not gonna cry.
you.
Thank you, Emily.
Yes,
I
and
love you.
Shall I give my advice to you?
Oh yeah, give your advice to me. Let's go. Pop off. Pop
So
off.
I'm the youngest of most of my friends,
Oh, yeah.
but
she's a little baby.
I
She's
feel
not
like-
as wise as us.
yeah, okay. Even sometimes I feel like I'm wiser.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Sure.
No, I usually I base my 20. I'm gonna base my 20-second experience off of like what you go through. So
Okay,
make
word.
sure it's a good
Megan
experience.
just copies everything I do.
I'm
She's like, looks about right.
I'm like, oh, 21
Guess
isn't
I'll do
going so
that.
well for you. Maybe it's not going so well for me either. Okay, my advice to Abigail, who I know and love.
Hey.
I think we literally just talked about it. I think it's
She
just
said that's enough.
it's okay with not knowing everything ahead of you.
Word.
And I
Yep.
think you have a lot, like you graduating is a big step, but even still, I think
Yep.
this year is going to bring a lot for you, and you're not going to expect it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just rolling with the punches
Yeah.
and rolling with the uncomfortability, being vulnerable with people,
Yes.
also being vulnerable, getting out there,
Mm-hmm.
doing you, doing things that you love.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that 22 is going to be your
you're
year.
really hyping it up.
I am.
No, it is crazy because this is the first year that I genuinely have no idea what I'm going to be doing
Yeah.
in a year's time. Genuinely
And-
no clue. This is the first year that's ever happened.
And you can sit here and say that and still be uncomfortable with it, but
But it's
genuinely, you're
okay.
like,
I'm fine.
genuinely
guys.
though, like, it's scary, but I know that you're gonna get it figured out. Even if it's not even in your 22nd year, in your 30th year, you're gonna be fine, because I think you're learning enough
gonna
about
be fine.
yourself where you're just like,
Yeah.
I don't need this external
Yeah.
validation
You're so
from the
right.
capitalist world, because fuck capitalism.
Yeah.
But also, I really think this is gonna be your
Yeah.
year.
I'm starting 22 on probably the best
Yeah.
foot I've ever started a new year on. So
And with
Yeah.
that, I guess
I guess
now we wait until you're a 22-year-old woman.
22.
If you're listening to this on Friday, Abby's birthday is the 14th.
Oh yeah, we literally never said when my birthday is this entire. Oh no, wait, I said it before.
March 14th, Pi Day.
And again, it's pie. Well, let's not mention that. That's gonna make me cry again.
Okay.
Anyways,
Um,
that circles back to what is said in the voicemail from my pop-up. Is
okay.
you mentioned Todd's Pie Day.
okay,
Anyways,
Fair.
guys, thanks for listening to me
Yes,
cry.
yes.
Genuinely, I love every single one of you that listens to this
Mm-hmm.
podcast, and thank you for those of you who have already said kind things to me. I love you guys so
Exactly.
much, and I'm so grateful for
Exactly.
you. All of you have shaped me into the person I am today.
exactly. And I have nothing else to say, so
Yeah.
love you guys.
So we love you.
And until the next...
we should say we're gonna take a week hiatus.
Hiatus.
So
Yes.
next week we're on spring break. So sorry
Spring
guys.
break.
So there's not gonna be an episode next Friday, but the Friday after that.
Yeah,
so
don't you
look
worry.
out.
We're not giving up on you. We
No,
have
no, they're not.
we have other episodes in
We
the
just
queue.
want to take a little hiatus because in case you didn't listen, Megan had a rough week.
Um,
and it's my birthday, so
I
we're
think Abby's
celebrating.
also having a rough week.
No.
No, Abby's gonna have a great week.
Yes.
I went through a rough week, so we just need time off.
Yes.
But thank you again to
Thank you
everybody
for
that listens to us.
listening.
Even if you just fast forward to the end and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
when is this over?
literally.
Thank you for fast forwarding.
We love you
Give
guys.
us those views. All right, we love you.
Thank you for listening
to our safe space.
Hey.